Today, I'll be taking a look at Ducktales issue 12 from Dynamite. It's written by Brandon Montclair with art by Tommaso Ronda. This issue's variant cover is done by Carlo Loro. So far, the Ducktales series has been pretty consistently good throughout its run. So we'll see if this issue will be able to keep up the quality. We begin with Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie on a research boat carrying a submarine as they're traversing through the ocean during a storm. This is also where we get the title for the issue. DuckTales, starring Uncle Scrooge with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, It Belongs in a Museum, which is a nice little nod to Raiders of the Lost Ark. And even the It Belongs part is in the same font as the opening credits of that movie. So Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie climb into the submarine and they dive beneath the ocean, where we see all manner of different sea creatures. As we find out that they're on their way to find the lost library of Lemuria. They find the entrance of the library, where it's revealed that there's a curse, and that the lost library of Lemuria holds the answer to every question, but the cost is that you lose all your memories, which Scrooge just kind of doesn't take all that seriously. They enter the library just to find that it's empty. The statues that decorated all have their faces worn off. And that's when they're confronted by the keeper of the library, Undine Tidewise, the ghost of a female goose, who tells Scrooge any question he has, she has the answer to, but there's a price. So she tries to strike a bargain with Scrooge. In exchange for everything he knows now, he'll get the answer to everything he ever wanted to know. After thinking about it for a little bit, Scrooge declines, which is then when she decides to convince Scrooge to exchange Huey, Dewey, and Louie's memories. When Scrooge asks what happened to the library, Undine then explains the backstory of Lemuria. It was a crossroads of knowledge for the world, and that scholars from all over came, but then a tidal wave came, and now that's why it's at the bottom of the ocean. With his oxygen halfway depleted, Undine gives him the offer again. It seems that this time, Scrooge starts to be won over when Huey, Dewey, and Louie desperately try to snap him out of it. And when he's thinking, all of a sudden, they're attacked by a massive octopus. And Undine demands that they surrender to the magic of the library, or else they'll never figure out a way to escape. Scrooge counters her argument by remembering times from the past when he had been in tighter situations than this, which then gives him an idea to use the emergency pop-off feature on their pressure valves, which then allows them to escape the clutches of the octopus. In a massive battle, Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie on one side, and the octopus and all of the other sea creatures on the other. They're eventually able to outsmart the octopus by getting its tentacles wrapped up in the surrounding environment. And as the octopus tries to get free, it ends up destroying the library. Undine confronts Scrooge one last time, where she wants to know why he destroyed the library when he could have had ultimate knowledge. To which Scrooge replies, "A wee bit of knowledge you don't know." Undine goes back to the ruins of the library, and Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Scrooge get back into the submarine and head back for the surface. As Scrooge imparts one last bit of knowledge. Sometimes keeping the treasure you have is more valuable than finding something new. And there are things that are more priceless than money. And the comic ends as Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie sit on the submarine as the sun sets. And we see different scenarios from other adventures as the comic comes to an end. As of right now, it's unclear if there's going to be an issue 13. If there is, I will review it. If this is the end of Dynamite's DuckTales run, I will say it was a fairly entertaining run. It may not be remembered as one of the great Disney Afternoon comic runs, but it was definitely better than some of the previous ones. There is still one more issue I have to do, which is the DuckTales Valentine's special. I'd say that this is a fairly entertaining comic. It does a good job of keeping the characterizations accurate, quick moving, but doesn't feel rushed. It has the classic Ducktales style of ending, where the characters don't necessarily get what they want. They learn a lesson that's more valuable than money or jewels. I enjoyed the comic, and it's a quick, fun read. Works if you haven't read the previous issues. In all, I recommend this comic, and also I recommend the series in general. I do recommend picking up the trade paperbacks that will be coming out in the following months. Till next time, see ya.